Go there to sit courtside to mess with the players. That's literally all I go for. Like, it gets so bad because they can tell when I had too many drinks because I'm slurring. Like, you ain't gonna make that shot.
Kevin Hart's most ruthless celebrity takedowns. In the world of entertainment, few comedians possess the audacity to roast anyone and everyone without mercy. Kevin Hart stands as the undisputed king of fearless comedy, wielding his sharp wit like a surgical instrument. Today, we're diving into the moments that prove why even the biggest stars think twice before engaging in verbal warfare with this comedic powerhouse. The basketball court becomes his comedy stage. Kevin Hart's relationship with professional basketball extends far beyond being a courtside spectator. He's turned NBA games into his personal comedy venue, and players have learned the hard way that sitting near Kevin means becoming part of the show. During one particular Philadelphia 76ers game, Hart decided to make James Harden his primary target for an entire evening of psychological warfare disguised as comedy.
I'll tell you a funny story. I pissed James Harden off.
The entire first quarter, Harden struggled with his shots, and Hart seized the opportunity like a predator sensing weakness. Throughout the game, Hart unleashed a barrage of insults that would make even seasoned roast veterans cringe. He criticized everything from Harden's beard to his playing style, even suggesting the NBA star had undergone cosmetic procedures.
James Harden is playing in the game, and the whole first quarter, he's off. And I was like, you know why you off? Because you're in my city. Your beard stinks. I hate you. I was like, I hate your calves. I told him, I said, I think you got butt shots. I was saying a bunch of stuff to him.
The relentless heckling continued, with Hart declaring his hatred for Harden's calves and questioning his professional dedication. What started as typical courtside banter escalated when Harden finally snapped back, promising to make Hart pay for his constant commentary. Hart's response demonstrated why he's considered fearless in his comedy approach, telling the 7-foot athlete to put him in a pot because he was ready to be cooked.
And he got mad. He said, remember all of this. He said, I'm about to cook you. I said, you gonna cook me? Well, put me in a pot because I'm ready to be cooked.
The comedian seemed genuinely confused about why Harden was paying him so much attention, even calling the player's behavior unprofessional. Reality delivered its own punchline that night. Harden exploded for 55 points, leading his team to a devastating 30-point victory. In the final minute, with the game already decided, Harden stood at half court, dribbling slowly while staring directly at Hart. The message was clear. Hart's mouth had inadvertently motivated one of the greatest individual performances in recent NBA history. When The Rock meets his match. Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart's friendship has provided endless entertainment through their constant roasting battles. Their dynamic proves that even when you're built like a professional wrestler and movie action hero, you're not safe from Hart's comedic assassinations. During one particular encounter, Hart discovered Johnson's high school yearbook photo, and the results were absolutely devastating. The photograph revealed a younger Johnson sporting a prominent mustache that made him appear decades older than his actual age. Hart immediately pounced on this visual goldmine, comparing Johnson's teenage appearance to that of a struggling detective from a 1980s crime drama. The roast continued, with Hart suggesting that Johnson looked like he was 48 years old while still in high school, emphasizing how the facial hair created an almost comical age discrepancy. But Hart's genius lies in his ability to flip any situation to his advantage. When Johnson attempted to use his height as leverage in their ongoing battle, Hart transformed being tall into a liability. He declared that tall people possess no advantages whatsoever, going so far as to claim that height correlates directly with stupidity. The assertion was delivered with such conviction that it temporarily silenced even The Rock. The StephenASmith rivalry reaches new heights. Sports media personality. StephenASmith has built his career on passionate debates and controversial opinions. but even he wasn't prepared for Kevin Hart's level of savage honesty. During a televised appearance, Smith made the mistake of suggesting that his life was more difficult than Hart's because people approach him for debates rather than simple photographs. Hart's response was swift and merciless. He called Smith an outright liar, declaring that StephenASmith doesn't have a single fan anywhere in the world. According to Hart, nobody has ever requested a photograph with Smith, and certainly nobody has ever wanted to engage him in debate. The comedian's delivery was so matter-of-fact that it sounded less like a roast and more like a public service announcement. Earlier in their relationship, Hart had already established his dominance by attacking Smith's facial hair choices. He criticized Smith's partial mustache, demanding that he either grow the complete facial hair or remove it entirely. Hart's observation about the excessive space between Smith's mustache segments became legendary among fans who noticed the same awkward grooming choice. Hollywood's biggest names fall victim. Kevin Hart's comedy doesn't discriminate based on fame or fortune. When Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's divorce dominated headlines, Hart saw opportunity where others saw tragedy.
In the divorce, Kim got the house and Kanye got the stadium. That's right. When they separated, Kanye moved into Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Stadium. This is actually Kanye's room.
His take on their asset division was characteristically brutal and accurate. According to Hart's comedy mathematics, Kim received the house while Kanye got the stadium, referring to West's temporary residence in Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Stadium during his album promotion. Hart painted a vivid picture of Kanye's post-divorce living situation, describing how the rapper would attend basketball games and then simply go downstairs to sleep in the same building. The comedian imagined Kanye telling event organizers to wrap up the basketball activities because he had a big day ahead and needed his rest. The entire scenario was delivered with Hart's signature blend of absurdity and uncomfortable truth. Tom Brady became another high-profile target when his marriage to Gisele Bündchen ended. Hart didn't hold back despite Brady's legendary status, focusing on how the 7-time Super Bowl champion left everything behind for Tampa Bay, only to have his wife leave him for a jiu-jitsu instructor. The comedian's analysis suggested that Brady's championship mentality couldn't save his personal relationships, drawing parallels between his professional career changes and domestic upheavals. The age game cuts both ways. Hart's comedy often targets age, but he learned that demographic humor works in multiple directions. During an appearance with Mark Wahlberg, Hart made the mistake of positioning himself as significantly younger, seeking sympathy as someone still trying to achieve established success. Wahlberg quickly reminded Hart that his youth argument had limitations, pointing out that Hart wasn't exactly a teenager anymore. The exchange highlighted Hart's ability to laugh at himself while maintaining his comedic edge. When someone mentioned being 56 years old, Hart's immediate reaction was an audible expression of surprise that he later claimed was misunderstood. His attempt to explain the different types of surprised exclamations became comedy gold, demonstrating how even his explanations turn into material. The Michael Jordan lesson. Even Kevin Hart has learned that some targets are untouchable. His encounter with Michael Jordan taught him valuable lessons about reading the room and recognizing when comedy crosses into disrespect. During a basketball game, Hart decided to focus his attention on Jordan's high-waisted pants and distinctive mustache, comparing the facial hair to a thumbprint. The silence that followed Hart's Jordan material was deafening. The audience's lack of response and Jordan's intense stare delivered a masterclass in comedic boundaries. Hart realized he was facing someone whose legendary status transcended normal roasting protocols. Jordan's look communicated that continuing the routine would lead to consequences that extended beyond comedy. The Kawhi Leonard moment. NBA player Kawhi Leonard's robotic personality and monotone delivery style made him an irresistible target for Hart's comedic expertise.
I'm a fun guy. Obviously, I love the game of basketball.
When Leonard attempted to show personality during an interview, Describing himself as a fun guy who loves basketball, his delivery was so awkward that it became legendary.
I don't even know where you're sitting at.
Hart's reaction to Leonard's laugh was immediate and visceral, comparing the sound to an outburst rather than genuine amusement.
Kevin, what? What is that?
The comedian wondered aloud what he would do if someone in his audience laughed like Leonard, suggesting that such a sound would inspire violent reactions.
If someone is sitting in the front of one of your shows and laughs like that, what would you
I'm gonna
react?
punch him in the face. I'm gonna punch him.
right.
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
I want you to...
Hart's ability to find humor in Leonard's attempts at human emotion demonstrated his talent for identifying comedy gold in the most unexpected places. Kevin Hart's fearless approach to celebrity roasting has established him as comedy royalty. His willingness to target anyone, regardless of their status, combined with his quick wit and perfect timing, creates moments that transcend typical entertainment. Whether he's motivating NBA players to career performances or reducing Hollywood giants to laughter, Hart proves that in the world of comedy, everyone is fair game, and he remains the undisputed champion of savage celebrity takedowns.